All right, I'm ready.
Remortgaging isn't just to borrow extra money. I think people have the misconception that when you remortgage, you borrow more money. You can borrow more money, you definitely can, and that could be to do things like pay off your Help to Buy. It could be that you want a kitchen extension, you want to add to the value of your house, and we can guide you through that process because there's limits to what you can borrow, and different banks will do different levels of extra lending. But when you remortgage, if you don't want to do any of that, we can just help you find a better deal, save you some money, even reduce the term of your mortgage so you pay less interest over the years as well.
As soon as you're on the standard variable rate, you can change at any time. Normally, us at Acumen will tend to try and get in contact with you at least 3 months before your fixed rate is due to mature anyway, because the last thing we want you to do is end up spending money that you don't need to on paying the standard variable rate.
How easy it is to remortgage all depends on your situation and what's changed since the last time you took out a mortgage. It's really individual, it's really personal. It also depends on what you're trying to do. So you might have had a pay rise, you might even have been made redundant, you might have had children, you might have taken out more debt, or you might have paid more debt off. It's also really good for people who've got credit problems to remember that if they haven't had those for a few years, then actually they may be able to get a much better interest rate than they did originally. So a lot of people come to us to remortgage onto better deals. That's a main part of what we do. Other reasons that you might remortgage is you might be looking to do home improvements, you might want to extend your home, you may even want to be clearing some debt, and all of those things can be done through remortgaging as long as your criteria and your situation still meets those requirements.
If you want to sell your house before your deal is up, it might be a penalty that you need to pay, but we can advise on what that would be, when it might reduce, and also we can have a look at porting the deal for you as well.
When you submit a remortgage, 99% of the time you won't need any money to actually apply. So a lot of the deals are really good because you've already got a mortgage, you've got a track record of paying. The banks actually want your business. Believe it or not, banks are incentivised to lend money. So they may offer things like a free valuation, no fees up front, and some of them will offer cash back as well and free legal fees. But we'll talk you through the options and arrange something that's suitable for your circumstances and what you want.
If your income's gone down, you can still remortgage. It all depends on how much your income's gone down by, but also what your house is worth now, because don't forget your mortgage is going to have come down as well over the last few years. So a really good example of that is we once had a client who was on a certain amount, and actually they'd reduced their hours because they'd had some children, so their income had come down. But because they were getting child benefit and things like that, they were still able to remortgage onto a much better product because their house had gone up so much in value. It meant their interest rate was a lot lower.
Is remortgaging as stressful as moving?
Remortgaging definitely isn't as stressful as moving. There's no change you need to worry about. You might just have a bit of a delay with the lenders, but nowhere near as stressful as packing up and moving house.